Hi there, my name is Zach. You probably already knew that. Welcome to my thoughts on the most recent changes to Arms Warriors on the Shadowlands Alpha. These changes just came out, I believe, yesterday, they're very interesting, and I just wanted to put a couple of thoughts out there about them. So I have the Wowhead changes up right here. Um, and of course, on top of the list, naturally, is the change to Arms Warriors' Mastery, our Deep Wounds. Um, a lot of other people have put out videos about that already. To be honest, I don't really want to talk about it all too much because I do not have access to Alpha. I cannot test it. And I think it's just too early of a change to it to really tell what it's really going to mean for the future of Arms Warriors. But I can at least say I like what I'm looking at right here, especially just this part right here, because in my other video I mentioned how Arms Warriors should just be all about your weapon and just hitting someone with a big ass sword or whatever weapon you may prefer, and doing a lot of damage with that. And that I found it was silly that all of our damage basically came from our mastery. I think that's really stupid. And I'm glad that they're changing the mastery around so that it actually does increase damage, or causes you to do increased damage. I like that. But again, I think it's just kind of too early to really talk about it too thoroughly. So I'm just going to kind of leave the mastery alone, and I might make another video on it later on. Who knows? Mortal Strike looks pretty much the exact same. Just does, I guess, technically a little bit less damage. Oh well. I'm sure that 7% nerf is going to be made up for by the 9% mastery buff. So, just something I would have to test, see how it works. But, oh well. Overpower. I'm a fan of this change to Overpower. That it also increases damage to Cleave. Because Cleave, I'm not sure if it'll actually show you it here. It does not. Oh, it replaces sweeping strikes. That's interesting. The Arms Warrior talents are very placeholdery, I could tell. But Cleave. Oh wait, no. They actually, did they remove that part? Oh wow. They removed the part. So I thought actually that they made it so that you could only use Cleave after War 1 hits 3 or more targets. I kind of like that, to be honest. I kind of like the idea of it being like a mega hit after you're already doing some AoE. I liked that, but to be honest, I also kind of like the idea of it being a replacement Mortal Strike, just if it's an AoE situation. I kind of like that too, actually. It'll be interesting to see where Blizzard goes with Cleave, but with Overpower buffing it now, I'm kind of a fan of that. But we will have to see really where it goes. So we shall see. I'm going to skip over collateral damage just for half a second because I want to talk about Ravager. Once more is replacing Bladestorm. Kind of getting rid of the super AoE burst that Arms Warriors had on the Shadowlands Alpha right now. I'm not sure how I feel about that, to be honest. I never got to play around with the super burst. It looked like it was a lot of fun. But at the same time, I understand why Ravager is supposed to replace Bladestorm. I just kind of hope that it's actually good. Because in the current state, Dreadnought's kind of awful, but in the current state of WoW, there's no reason I would ever pick Ravager over Anger Management. Anger Management is just, especially with the way the cooldowns for Arms Warriors work, there's genuinely zero reason I would ever want to replace Anger Management with Ravager, no matter how strong Ravager is right now. But I guess we will see. One thing I find really interesting too is the fact that it chases nearby enemies. So right now in current WoW, got it marked AFK. Let me show you real quick, guys. Almost died in the process. I love it. I need to be in a rest area. Thought I was. Okay. So in the current version of WoW, Ravager, you just fucking throw it down. And it spins around and does a lot of damage in this little circular area. I'm really curious if it's going to be you throw it down, it's got like a much smaller radius, and that it actually Say I was fighting Jaina over here, and I threw it down over here. I'm curious if it actually is going to just chase her off and follow her off into the sunset. But I guess we will see. It's to be determined still, but you know, I don't have alpha. I'm not really positive, to be honest. But we will certainly be able to tell very soon, I'm sure. And then looking at collateral damage here, instead of refunding 30% of the rage cost, which is what it does right now in live WoW, what it does is after Sweeping Strikes ends, you deal 25% increased damage for each ability that Sweeping Strikes hits, or each ability used, during Sweeping Strikes that damages a second target. That could be monstrously powerful. That could be insane depending on the fight. Immediately, a fight that comes to mind is going to be Zachoff, because you're always running Fervor of Battle. Although Fervor of Battle actually is not going to really affect it whatsoever. Okay, well, I mean the 10% increased damage. I guess they removed that on the alpha here. But Fervor of Battle, that 10% increase is big. And then the new collateral damage, I'm thinking like on the Zachoff, there's situations where I hit a second target literally every single GCD of the 10-second Sweeping Strikes window, So that could be a lot. That could certainly be a lot. That could be upwards of 250% increased Whirlwind, which could be absolutely insane. Thinking about something like Mythic Plus, if I'm Sweeping Strikes if it's a fortified week, I'm going to be fighting mobs for a whole Sweeping Strikes window, and I'm going to be doing a ton of damage, and then I'm going to be able to get off these gnarly, these insane whirlwinds that just do about a shit ton of damage. And I'm looking forward to that. Now, my only concern about that is that I'm not sure what situation, though, even with this collateral damage change, I'm not sure what situation I would pick this over Cleave, because Cleave to me is still going to be better, given that it is literally the AoE version of Mortal Strike. So I'm not sure how to feel about it. Maybe it will be better if I really need some burst AoE, but I don't know. I feel like Cleave is going to be better because that consistent AoE is just going to be insane. So those are my thoughts on the Arms Warrior changes in the most recent build of Shadowlands. I'm not really going to go over Fury. I know Fury, but I don't know it well enough to really make any give any good thoughts about all these changes. I like some of these like new talents, for example. Seethe seems like it could be good. Frothing Berserker, actually, I like the change to Frothing Berserker, though to be fair, I liked Legion's Frothing Berserker a lot more than BFA Frothing Berserker, but we will see. Dragon Roar, I believe Bajira mentioned that we might be getting crazy Dragon Roar montages now. I'm excited about that. I'd like to see some just monstrous Dragon Roar hits, but we will see. And then Cruelty, I'm not sure when we would ever run Cruelty, to be honest. I'm not sure when we would be running Onslaught, though, either. To me, I think it's going to end up being a Frenzy case, to be honest, especially on single target, obviously. Massacre, I feel like, is pretty much never going to be useful. But time will tell. And then, of course, as I know all warriors are very happy about the return of Single-Minded Fury. You can't go wrong with two-handed weapons, but I also would like to be able to transmog one-handed weapons too, just if I'm feeling like it. But, who knows if it'll actually be useful ever, though, too. Or even do more damage than Titan's Grip being back as well. But we will see. I wonder what this means right here. I wonder if this is just like an obvious, like, hey, you're going to get more strength, obviously. You should be doing more damage. And I wonder if that's going to actually mean anything, or if it's just the obvious, like, pointing it out, and if it's going to still be more than that extra 8% of Single-Minded Fury. But I suppose time will tell. So thanks everybody so much for watching. Once again, just like my last videos, if I get access to the Shadowlands Alpha, I will be posting videos about it. I will be streaming it. In fact, this was recorded live at twitch.tv/Zachoff. I'm currently almost 2 hours into a stream, and I just decided to make a video. So thanks everybody so much for watching. Keep an eye out for my next videos. Take care.